Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to People's Digest, and I'm back with another video. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a lead cesarean section midwife working on the delivery suite. Guys, in today's video I'm going to tell you some of the most common reasons for a cesarean section. So let's get into the video, shall we? So what is a cesarean section? A cesarean section is a surgical procedure that delivers the baby through the abdomen. The cut or the incision is usually made just below the lower part of the uterus, above the bladder, and the baby is delivered. So a C-section can be done as planned, which is an elective, or unplanned, which is an emergency cesarean section. In the UK, a planned cesarean section is usually done at 39 weeks of pregnancy, and this is usually done for medical reasons, whereas an emergency cesarean section can be done if problems occur during labor or if a doctor thinks a vaginal delivery is too risky. So one of the common indicators for a planned cesarean section is breech presentation. This is where the baby is positioned for delivery with its buttocks or the feet first rather than the head. In this case, a C-section is the safest way for delivery. However, an ECV or an external cephalic version can be performed to turn the baby around to head first. If this is successful, the woman can aim for a vaginal delivery. However, if this is unsuccessful, a cesarean section is offered, although some women may choose to have a breech vaginal delivery, and that's okay. Another indication for a planned cesarean section is in the case of twins or triplets. Although vaginal delivery is possible with twins, most are delivered via cesarean section, particularly if one of the babies are breech or transverse. Then the safest way for delivery is via a cesarean section. So another reason for a cesarean section is previous cesarean section. Although it is possible to have a vaginal delivery after cesarean section, that's a VBAC, some women, that's not the option for them, okay? According to the American College of Obstetric and Gynecology, they said 60 to 80% of women who try for vaginal delivery after cesarean section is very successful. So women do have the option to try, but for some women, they rather just have it planned and go forward to have a cesarean section. A cesarean section is highly recommended for a woman who has a placenta praevia. This condition is where the placenta lies at the bottom of the uterus rather than the side or at the top of the uterus, and this blocks the baby's exit through the cervix. In this case, a planned cesarean section is wise. Another reason for a cesarean section, this one is not a medical reason, but maternal choice. Some women might request to have a cesarean section because they fear of childbirth, they fear of labor pain, which is called tocophobia. Or some women might have a previous vaginal delivery and it may be traumatic to them, you know, so they're kind of scared to go through another similar situation, so they do opt to have a planned cesarean section. So another reason for a cesarean section is if a woman has existing medical problems such as high blood pressure or diabetes or gestational diabetes. If the woman has gestational diabetes and is not well controlled, there's a high chance that she'll have a delivery by cesarean section. Although women who has high blood pressure or even diabetes can go through a normal delivery, that's very common, but if it's uncontrolled or if the woman has a big baby on board, then usually a cesarean section is planned. So these were some of the reasons for a planned cesarean section. Now I'll be telling you some of the common reasons for an emergency cesarean section or unplanned cesarean section. So failure to progress is one of the reasons for an emergency cesarean section. This is where labor fails to progress or it doesn't progress the way it should do. For example, when the cervix stops dilating before 10 centimeters or the baby fails to descend or stop descending, then that's the reason for an emergency cesarean section. Another common reason for an emergency cesarean section is cord prolapse. This is where the cord slips through the cervix ahead of the baby and becomes compressed. In this situation, a cesarean section is always done. Fetal distress is another reason for an emergency cesarean section. The fetal heart is monitored during labor and it tells us how well the baby is doing. The rate is usually between 110 to 160 beats per minute. However, if the fetal heart shows that there is a problem and that the baby can no longer tolerate the labor, then an emergency cesarean section is necessary for delivery. Cephalopelvic disproportion is another reason for an emergency cesarean section. This is where the baby's head or body is too big to safely pass through the mother's birth canal, or the mother's pelvic area is too small to deliver the baby's size. So guys, these are the reasons for planned and emergency cesarean section. I'm sure there's many more reasons for both categories for cesarean section, but yes, I hope you learned something from this video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.